Hola, Jude. Victorio Calero en directo
Hello,
para Real Madrid.
Madridistas, and welcome to Jude Bellingham's pre-match press conference ahead of tomorrow's quarter-final.
Leave me earphones right there.
Jude Bellingham just forgetting to listen to the translator.
Fast as well. Okay.
Decía que seguro que una de las razones para fichar en su día por el Real Madrid, por este club,
You
fue
said that
jugar
when you signed,
partidos como el de mañana, tan apasionantes. ¿Cuáles son tus
one of the main reasons were for games like tomorrow's, and
tan decisiva, nervios, ilusión?
how are you feeling ahead of tomorrow's game?
I'm a little bit more nervous for this than the game, to be honest. Good evening, everyone, for a start. But looking forward to the game more than anything. I think, like I've said before, these are the games you join a club like Real Madrid for. Really excited for the game, and yeah, can't wait to just get out and get playing.
Aquí, hola, yo soy Edu Aguirre del Chiringuito. Da la sensación en ciertas partes en el que el Real Madrid no es favorito.
At certain times it seems like Real Madrid isn't the favourite.
4 goles. A todos aquellos que no confían en el Madrid, ¿qué les dice Jude Bellingham?
To everyone who's doubting Real Madrid, what would you say to them?
You know, I think everyone spoke a lot about them. You know, they're the treble winners, and rightly so. They're an amazing team, but I think you've got to understand that that's the impression from the outside, and that's the kind of feeling from everyone else. You know, I'm not a gambler. I've never been to the bookies, so I don't know the bets and the favourites and things like that. But I do know that, you know, we're Real Madrid, and we're a pretty good team ourselves. We've got some brilliant players, and yeah, I think that's more kind of external noise, and internally we're confident, and we're trusting in the abilities that we've got in the room and in the changing room.
Hi Jude, Ben Ransom from Sky. We saw another one of your teammates get racist abuse at the weekend. First of all, how was Aurelien? Second of all, from your experience, do you feel like this is an issue that's getting worse?
Well, yeah, it's mad that you say that. I didn't even know. I think in the games where we go away, in La Liga especially, you almost get so used to it that, you know, like I said, I wasn't even aware of the incident, and I think that's a massive problem in itself. You know, more's got to be done, whether it's the punishment and how you react to it, or how you move proactively to this kind of thing. I think it's a horrible way for a player to have to prepare for a game knowing that they're probably going to get racially abused. It's disgusting. Shouldn't happen. The people in power need to do more. You know, especially with Vinny in the recent weeks and, well, years actually. I think the blame gets shifted more onto him because of maybe his play style and the way he likes to express himself, and I don't think that's fair. You know, the game would miss players like Vinny if he decided to kind of take a break because of this kind of thing. More needs to be done to support these kind of players, and it's sad to hear, because, you know, I get to know the lads really well personally, and, you know, no one deserves that kind of thing. So yeah, it's definitely a call out for the people who are in charge to take control. I doubt it will happen, and it's going to be something that I imagine we will still have to just deal with going into games, but yeah, it's kind of one of those things where you've just got to play your game and hope that the people look after you, and they're not doing it well enough at the minute.
Hola, ¿qué tal, Jude? Muy buenas. Soy Javier Herráez de la cadena SER. Desde tu llegada al Real Madrid, incluso ya en Los Ángeles, se vio una irrupción increíble. En Liga 16 goles, en Champions, no me equivoco.
Since pre-season, you've had an incredible season.
Hasta el día de Valencia, aquella sanción, 2 partidos. No sé si te
But since
un poco
that
el ritmo que pasó por tu
red card
cabeza,
of Valencia,
y si te ha
you've seen
influido
less.
aquella decisión y aquel partido.
Do you think
¿Te ha
it's
bajado
down
un poco el
to?
rendimiento?
What do you think it's down to? This
I think, you know,
patch of
obviously I
scoring less
started the
goals.
first half of the season really well, and even until January, obviously winning the Super Cup and things like that. And I think the main thing that probably killed my rhythm a little bit was the injury, more so than anything, against Girona, when you miss so many games and you can kind of still feel little bits of pain and aren't comfortable doing certain things. And finally I get over that feeling of the pain in my ankle, and, you know, play against Valencia, score what I thought was a perfectly good goal, and get suspended. But I've said before, you know, I've got to be responsible for my actions and that kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's definitely affected my rhythm. The one thing I had at the start of the season was I was playing every game consistently and felt like it was very clear what I was doing and things like that. And then a few times so far, the last couple of months, my roles changed slightly, and, you know, there's been little things that I've had to kind of tweak, and it means that maybe I'm doing a bit more work for the team, which I absolutely don't mind doing, but maybe I lose that effectiveness on the pitch. And like I said, it's up to me to try and regain that, and, you know, I'm confident. I'm aware there'll be criticism. I'm happy to take it on the chin. It's all about how you respond, and I'll be looking to do that.
Hi Jude, Paul Hurst from The Times. you moving abroad and to a new kind of club brings its own challenges in terms of the pressure of playing on the pitch and the changing culture, language, etc. Obviously, you've hit the ground running at Real. How have you adapted, and what do you like most about being at the club and the city?
Yeah, well, there's countless things I could name about being at the club, to be honest. I feel grateful every time I go into training. I wear that badge on my chest. It's an amazing feeling. It'll never get old. And in terms of being English and playing abroad, I was at Dortmund for 3 years as well. I maybe took a bit of a path that's a bit unfamiliar with young players in England, and yeah, it's different, but it means that you learn a lot, and I can take a lot going back to the national team and things like that. But I'm really grateful for the opportunities I've been given in European football. I think maybe they wouldn't have been as accessible in England, and I feel like I've made good decisions, thankfully to my parents, my family, the people who I have around me. So yeah, I think playing abroad is definitely a good idea for a lot of young English players, and hopefully I'm showing that.
Hola Jude, Miguel Ángel Díaz de la cadena COPE. Tu primera mitad de temporada, como decías, fue realmente brillante, sobre todo también en el capítulo goleador. Registros casi de Cristiano Ronaldo, de Benzema.
You started your first season in incredible form, especially goal-scoring form, matching and even beating Cristiano's records at times.
Quiero preguntarte cuál puede ser una cifra normal para Jude Bellingham en una temporada.
Is this a new season, or what should we expect from you?
No marques
Should we expect from you this kind of goal-scoring form every season?
I think what makes me anxious is if I don't score them and then the team don't win. I think while the team's winning and playing well, I feel comfortable, and I know that my game's more than goals. I think if you watch the games, you can see that, and it's part of my game to try and add a wide range of skills and different assets to the team's game. Of course, I want to score goals. I love scoring goals, and especially when you get into the rhythm of it, you don't want to stop. But I understand that I can affect the game in different ways, and that's it really. I think I didn't expect to come here and score as many goals anyway, but now that I'm here, I want to keep taking that responsibility and try and score more. In terms of having a target, I've never really been one for that kind of thing, mate, to be fair. I think when I joined, people was asking me all the time, and I just said that I want to try and start with one and see where that takes me. So yeah, I'm up to 20 now, and hopefully I can get more before the end of the season.
¿Qué tal, Jude? Iván Martín de OK Diario. Yo te quería preguntar, mañana juegas posiblemente tu primer, no tu primer gran partido con el Madrid, pero sí el más grande que
Tomorrow will be the biggest game you played with Real Madrid.
¿Y cómo te imaginas tu partido contra el Manchester City?
How do you imagine the game being, and how do you imagine your role being in the game?
Yeah, well, hopefully the team wins. That's the first and foremost thing that I'm looking for. Everything is second to that. The team has to win, the team has to play well, and if I can contribute to that and add to that, then that would be brilliant. But yeah, that's the main focus for me. I want to try and be effective, have a good impact on the game, and work hard, help the team defensively, offensively, and yeah, the most important thing is that we get through to the next round. And it'll be difficult, it'll be a tough game, but we've got to be prepared for that. And like I've said just then, we're a great team in our own right, and I think that we have to show our qualities and be brave, and hopefully we can do that.
Hi Jude. Hi, I'm Jamie Jackson from The Guardian. I know you weren't at Real last season, but the team obviously lost 4-0 here in the semi-final second leg. Can you use that as motivation? Does it matter? So have you talked about this game at all?
Yeah, I spoke to some of the lads that played last year and how it felt, and they all have kind of similar feelings about it, that it wasn't nice. I've been on the end of big losses as well, and ones that feel painful, so you can understand their frustration. But I think you have to kind of regulate that emotion when you come into the game and understand that it's a new game. We don't start 4-0 down regardless of what anyone thinks. It's an even score going into the second leg. And like I've said, we've got to be brave and come out to play. Yeah, the lads have spoke a little bit about it, but I think they're all kind of professional enough to let that be the past and be ready to attack the next game.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Jude, aquí Juanma Sánchez de Radio Nacional. Conoces bien la Premier,
you know the Premier League well and Manchester City well.
¿Qué es lo más peligroso del equipo de Guardiola?
Who do you think is the most dangerous player?
Del Real Madrid, ¿con qué
Pep Guardiola's team?
Puede vencer mañana el Real Madrid? Gracias.
And how can Real Madrid beat them down?
Well, I think it's the unpredictability of City. You try and focus on one player a little bit too much, and they have 10 others that can cause problems. So I think there's no point trying to take them individual for individual and seeing what each person can do. I think it's about trying to attack as a team and defend as a team and working strategically like that. Like I've said, we need to be brave, we need to come out, be ready to play and play our game. And obviously there'll be tweaks based on what they can do as well, but it's important that we remember who we are and go into the game with the right confidence.
Hola Jude, ¿qué tal? Joel del Río del diario Marca. Has dicho que hace 2 meses tu papel en el equipo ha cambiado.
You've said that 2 months ago your role in the team changed.
Más cosas, o es más un cambio de sistema.
And perhaps the system too. And how do you see yourself, the position, the role that you're in at the moment?
I think there's been a few changes. It's normal, you know, when there's a lot of injuries like we've had this year, and then you could try and adapt to different opposition. It's normal that the coach tries to change the little things, and you know it's important, and it's worked, which is the key thing. You know, everything the coach has done this year has felt like it's worked really well. For me, I've kind of shown that I can play in different positions, and it's not about really picking one that's my favourite. It's about just kind of taking in the information that I need to from the staff, who are amazing, and applying it to the game. You know, sometimes there's little things I'll be unfamiliar with, and it may take me a little bit of time to get used to it. But it's about using those experiences like the first leg and like other games where I've had to make little changes to affect the game as much as possible, and that's what I'll try and do tomorrow.
Hola, Jude, por aquí Alberto Pereira, Onda Cero. Te estamos preguntando mucho por ti y por tu rendimiento y por tus goles, pero
we're asking a lot about you and your goals, your performances.
Es Carlo Ancelotti, que ha sacado de ti un rendimiento de locos, por lo menos a la hora de marcar. No sé qué nos puedes
Now we'll ask about Carlo Ancelotti.
¿Cómo lo ves? Si es el entrenador que mejor ha sabido encajarte en tu terreno de juego.
Best trainer you've had. What is it like working under him?
I think so, yeah. I think it would be fair to say that, you know, he's completely... I think the sign of a good manager is when he can make you believe that you're almost a bit better than maybe you think you were before. And I think he fills me with that kind of confidence every day at training and in the games, and he gives me the freedom to kind of roam the pitch and be as effective as possible. Not only that, but he's a top person. He makes you feel comfortable. Obviously, it's a big move for me coming here with so many massive characters and so many big legends, and I think he's been amazing in helping me adapt and basically making me understand my own kind of potential, if you like. It's the first time that I've played maybe as more of a 10. I think in Dortmund I was playing a lot deeper, and then Birmingham all over the place. So I think, it's definitely down to him why I've kind of had the start that I've had at Madrid this season, and I'm really grateful for everything he's done for me so far.
We're going to do 2 last questions. Últimas 2 preguntas.
Hi Jude, David McDonald from the Daily Mirror. You surprised yourself at the speed and ease with which you've adapted to life at Real Madrid and the influence you now have in the team. I think it would probably take maybe a bit longer to settle. And with regard to Manchester City, they were obviously one of the teams that were interested in signing you. Most of the clubs in Europe wanted you last summer. Was that ever a consideration for you, or was it only one club when you knew Real Madrid were in for you?
Yeah, there's a couple of questions there. I'll try and break it down a little bit. Your last one about the clubs. Yeah, I had good kind of chats with loads of clubs, including Dortmund, and you know my family were brilliant in helping me kind of chew up that information, because it's difficult while you're still in the season to kind of take in the information and process it, and then still have to go and play at a weekend or in the Champions League or whatnot. So that helped a massive deal with the support from my family. But yeah, I had good conversations with other teams. I just felt like as soon as Madrid came in, it was a bit of a no-brainer, really. The size of the club, the project, the plan going forward, the chance to play with such amazing players, I kind of just jumped at it, really. So yeah, that's why I made my decision. What was the one before? Sorry, was it? Oh right, yeah, I think that's just down to the team, really. The lads, I can pick out anything. It's the staff, it's the guys on a day-to-day that you don't see behind the scenes. It's the football staff, it's the manager, it's the teammates, it's all those kind of things. The fans around the city, they make you feel really comfortable. And yeah, like I said, just so grateful for how Madrid, the city, and all the staff here and the players have received me.
Última pregunta, last question.
Tatiana Mantovani, TNT Sports Brasil. Quería preguntar sobre la conexión que tiene desde que ha llegado tú al Madrid con Vinicius y Rodrigo. Se espera mucho de vosotros tres mañana en el partido.
I'd like to ask you about the connection you have since joining with Rodrigo and Vinny, both on and off the pitch.
I think in general we have a great relationship with all the lads, whether it be the senior lads or the young guys. But obviously Vinny and Rodri I play with closely on the pitch, and I think when everything clicks, it's something that's kind of beautiful to play in. There's been a few games where we felt like we were all kind of at our best, and it's beautiful to play with players like that. To be honest, they make the job so much easier. They have so much quality, so humble, so kind of honest working lads as well, which really helps. And yeah, hopefully we'll continue to play well and score goals and win games for many more years. And yeah, it's a great environment in the team at the minute, and hopefully we can take it into tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night, guys.